We're talking about British Gas, and the boss reckons more people would rather speak with a chatbot than a member of staff, which is why they're cutting more than 1,000 jobs from call centres. The chief exec, Chris O'Shea, says over 90% of customers use digital channels in the first instance. There's been a 20% reduction in customer calls. So we're asking you today, would you rather speak to a human or deal with a robot? Let's speak to Scott Dixon, a consumer and motoring disputes expert, hosts the Facebook page The Complaints Resolver. Scott, good morning.
Good morning, Ed.
Good to talk to you. Which one do you prefer, a human being or a robot?
Human being. I mean, excuse the pun, but I think British Gas are gaslighting their customers when they say that people prefer using chatbots. I don't know anyone who prefers dealing with chatbots over humans.
Is this, we had a previous caller who claimed this is just a way to explain a cost-cutting exercise.
I think it is, and it all stems back to COVID. And COVID was seen as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to decimate frontline staff and customer service. And firms were deploying chatbots as a cost-cutting measure and forcing everyone to go online. And firms should provide various communication channels for all customers and invest in providing great customer service. People just don't want to use chatbots. And your previous message, from Anonymous dealing with the bereavement, that's a great example why we need humans on their phones.
AI can be faster, though, right? So it saves having to wait in a queue with that horrible music that they play.
Well, speaking from my own experience, it's anything but. They don't understand your accent. Well, maybe that's just my Geordie accent. But
your accent's gorgeous, mate.
But they don't understand what you're saying. Even the simplest of terms, they just don't really recognise the nuances of different accents and what people are saying. And invariably you end up having to speak to a human anyway. I think it's just exasperating. And I'll probably speak for most of your listeners when I say that.
What advice have you got? Are there any hacks in terms of if you get stuck in an automated loop, how do you ultimately get to speak to a human being?
Well, what I do is use key phrases. So say, for example, I want to leave, if you're dealing with a broadband or, communications firm or energy provider. Please escalate. I am vulnerable. I am elderly. This is urgent. I want to speak to a real person. Use these key phrases, and the chatbot is actually it's programmed to pick up key phrases like that and put you direct straight through to a person. So that's the best advice I can give to anybody who just wants to deal with a human.
That's really interesting. Just go through those key phrases again, because I think that might help a lot of people.
Yeah, so the key phrases that I would use is I want to leave. Please escalate. I am vulnerable. I am elderly. This is urgent. I need to speak to a human. I need to speak to a real person. Those are the key words that I would use when I'm on with chatbots.
Brilliant. And then that will fast track you to a real person then?
It should do. The chatbots are programmed to pick up key trigger words and to get humans to intervene.
Fantastic. Great advice. I think you might well have helped a lot of people there. Appreciate your help and your time. Thank you. Scott Dixon, a consumer and motoring disputes expert. He hosts the Facebook page, The Complaints Resolver. Great advice. I hadn't heard that, actually. Key phrases. I want to speak to a real human. I want to leave. I am vulnerable. And that circumvents the system and, according to Scott, can fast-track you to a human being, which, according to the text I'm getting, is what we want. We want to speak to a real person. Is that right? Or maybe you're happy using a chatbot. I think it does depend on what your query is. If it's a simple thing, AI can absolutely help. If you need to discuss something, it's so frustrating when you can't just say what you want to do because the option isn't there.